All right, chapter 1 review for 8th grade math. So, how the chapter review works starts on page 33. If you turn the page on 34, you can see these little yellow boxes right here. These show you what section we are reviewing, okay? So over here we've got section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, and then what comes next? A chapter test. And this chapter test is very, very useful if you want to study for the actual test, okay? But let's go through these sections real quick. Section 1. So on the top of your paper, you're going to want to write chapter review. And then right now you can draw a little box that says 1.1, okay? Now in section 1, we learned how to get a variable by itself to solve for a variable. For example, go ahead and write down number 1 in your notebook. Remember, this is what we first learned. This should be easy, right? How do I get y by itself? Very good, from both sides. Now, 8 minus 8, that equals 0. They cancel out, right? Good. Destiny sees that these signs are the same. Signs are the same. We just add.
So 19. Negative 19.
Remember, if they're all negative, the answer is still negative, right? There you go. That is your answer. Y equals negative 19. Not so bad, right? Okay, how about number 2? How would I get n all by itself? We do the opposite of what's happening to it, correct? Good. It is being multiplied by negative 0.4, so the opposite of that would be to divide by negative 0.4 to both sides, right? Now, without even doing any math, will your answer for this division problem be positive or negative? Good. So I'm going to have n equals a negative number. Now, here's my little trick for you. You don't have to pull out a calculator for this. Look how easy this one is. Kick that decimal out of the denominator. Kick that decimal out of the top if you do it once down there. It's 32 divided by 4, which is 8. That's my favorite multiplication fact. 8 times 4 is 32.
Mine's 7 times.
So remember, you don't always have to run for your calculator when you see decimals and fractions. Just try to kick that decimal out of the bottom, and it becomes a very simple problem. Okay? How about number 3? We want to get t all by itself. What's happening to t?
It's being divided by negative 4.
Good.
Multiplied by negative 4.
You guys are awesome. Can I tell you one thing that made me super happy to hear? Zoe didn't say t is being divided by 4. She said t is being divided by...
Negative.
Do you see this negative sign? If you don't connect that negative sign to the 4 when you're multiplying it out of there, that negative sign will then be connected to the t, and it'll give you an extra step at the end where you have to get the negative away. Not a problem, just annoying, right? So I love how Zoe connected that negative to the 4 to get it away, okay? So she said multiply, Destiny said multiply by negative 4 to both sides. Okay? These two cancel out, they form a 1. Right, so they're gone. Negative 3 pi times negative 4. Now, can I?
12 negative times 3.14, so you multiply by pi.
Okay.
Isn't it
I would just leave pi like
It's no, she's absolutely right. I just wanted to see how you guys are thinking about that. Here's the thing. You can leave pi as pi. Don't mess around with pi. Don't put that in your calculator and think, oh, I'm going to put pi in the calculator, because guess what? You physically can't put pi in a calculator. It doesn't end. Okay? No, you can't use the abbreviation because it'll totally change your answer. So when you guys get to high school, you use calculators that have a pi button. Then you can use those. But listen, Destiny said, what do you guys think about this? Destiny said, can I take negative 3 and just times it by negative 4 since they're like terms?
Yeah.
Why can I do that?
Because it's negative, they're both negative.
But some kids would say, because this is actually negative 3 pi and that's negative 4. Those are not like terms.
Pi is just a symbol.
Pi's a number. Is pi a variable?
Variable.
Good job, you guys. Pi's not a variable.
Pi is a number.
Ninth graders think it is.
I'm so proud of you. This is actually negative 3 times pi times negative 4, right? These are like terms. And Destiny says a negative times a negative is a?
Positive.
So the t is actually positive 12 pi. Oh my gosh. I just got goosebumps. You guys are amazing. Good job. section 1 was fairly simple. It was just about getting a variable by itself, one-stepped equations, right?
Yes.
No,
Now.
add more.
Let's go to section 2. Go ahead and put a new little box in your notes that says 1.2. 1.2 was the same thing we did in 1.1. It's just they added a little extra step. More garbage to get away from the variable, right? Let's do
Isn't
this
that the
example
one
together.
where There's two.
Yep, there's 2 steps. Let's do this one together first. Negative 14x plus 28 plus 6x equals negative 44.
Oh, like terms.
Oh, you guys see like terms. I see it's the negative 14x and the 6x. What is negative 14x plus 6x?
It's subtraction.
Good, signs are different, so we
Subtract.
negative 14x minus 6. Yep, so 14 minus 6 is not 9.
It's
8?
Yeah, 8x.
Why negative?
Because 14 is bigger.
The bigger number and it's negative. Good, now bring down the stuff we haven't used. We didn't use the plus 28.
Go on.
We didn't use the equal sign. Negative 44, okay?
Then you subtract 28 to both sides.
Good, are you guys remembering this? We don't deal with what's directly happening to the variable until the end. We get rid of this first. And that's where my mom was saying, it's like PEMDAS backwards, right?
Yeah.
We don't divide this first. We do the opposite of PEMDAS, and that would be to subtract this first, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and subtract 28 from both sides, right? Signs are the same, so I just...
Add negative 72.
Negative 72, do you guys agree?
8x.
Negative
Yeah.
76.
I got 72.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Eric puts 44 on it down.
4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm confused.
I got negative 72, that's okay. Negative 8x equals negative 72.
So divide by negative 8.
Very good to both sides. Negative 8 over negative 8, that's one whole. It goes bye-bye.
Just,
Before you even tell me the answer, positive or negative?
Positive.
Because 2 negatives make a?
Positive.
Good. Negative 72 and 9.
8
Negative not or positive.
X equals 9.
Good job. Let's do a couple more examples and we'll go on. You're doing great.
I should stop drinking Red Bull.
Girl, I totally agree. Let's go ahead. Ooh, do you remember these fun little Funyuns?
Oh,
There's one of these on your test. Let's do number 5.
which ones is it? Oh, I actually kind of enjoyed those.
These are kind of fun. Go ahead and draw the shape in your notes. Label all
Other
of
than
the
drawing
angles.
The shape in my notes. I did not.
Label the angles. Okay. This says the sum, which means if you add them all up, all the angles will be 360, which means this plus this plus this plus this
Plus this.
equals this, right? So let's go ahead and write a nice big equation adding up all my angles. I like to start over here and go clockwise. Half x plus
I
x
just did like
plus
one
x
on this one.
plus half x equals
360.
360. That is a lot of like terms.
Yeah.
I just put 1x actually when I did this problem.
So, John, how many x's are there all together, though?
And well, then I added those ones, so there was actually 3x.
Good. Half of an x plus half of an x, that makes 1x. 1x plus another x is 3 x's.
But I put those ones, so it was 1x, and then I just had that, and I didn't have to worry about it.
What is 360 divided by 3? Now, we're not done. The question says, first find x, which we did. Then find the angle measures of each angle. Okay? So plug in that x.
Divided by-
It's 120 times a half, which is like saying 120 divided by 2,
Yeah.
which is
60.
60.
Yeah.
So this angle is 60 degrees. That means this angle is 60 degrees.
That means
And the
those
other
two
ones are
together
120.
are 120 degrees.
Easy. So on your test, you would list them. You'd say 60, comma, 60, comma, 120,
Can you
comma,
go back-
120.
Zoom back out so I can see the last part. of it?
Yeah.
I almost had it. I know how to do it, but I like it right.
When you write it on your test,
Mm-hmm.
should you put the degrees with it?
I would like it if you did that. Yes, that would be lovely. Now, number 6, we're not going to do number 6 for time reasons. However, do you see how there are not just variables in this one?
Yeah.
So unlike this problem where it was super easy, you just added a bunch of x's together, you would have a bunch of x's together. How many x's are there? Holy smokes.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be 5x. And then you'd have to go add all your like terms. Now these are pretty nice. What's negative 45 plus negative 45 plus negative 45? Signs are all the same, so we just 45 and 45 is 90. What's 90 plus another 45?
45 would be
125.
Now if they're all negative,
Negative.
so it's gonna be minus 125
Yeah.
equals 540.
Yeah, and then you.
You would add your number first, right? Okay. We're not going to do 6 for time reasons, but if you have one of these on the test, which you will, could you make yourself your equation?
Yeah.
Okay, remember it's just this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle equals this. Okay? Any questions?
No.
All right, let's go on. Go ahead and make a new little box that says 1.3.
Yeah.
This is where we now had x's on both sides. Not a big deal. We just had to move them together, right? Put them together. Super easy. Let's go ahead and do this example.
Which one again?
We're right here, 1.3.
Oh.
What do you think we should do first? Okay, let's do that first. I got, whoops, that's not a pen. 3x. What's 3 times negative 4?
Negative 12.
What's negative 2 times 4?
Negative 8.
What's negative 2 times negative x?
Positive 2.
Good job.
Oh. You would have to
Oh, you
get
like
the 3x on one side.
Okay, we got to get our x's together, right?
Yeah.
My job is to get x's together. Now, does this one matter which x I move? No. I could move this, or I could move this.
What's our homework? Homework?
No homework, study for the test.
Okay.
I highly suggest watching this video this weekend. It'll be on YouTube, okay?
Okay.
It should be the newest one that gets posted.
Okay.
All right, the rest of you, let's keep finishing this video for everybody, okay? All right. Who
Good luck, guys.
has a preference of which x to move?
Keep the second one.
Because I have a preference.
I would have
Subtract
given
Says
the 1,
subtract
the 2 to 3. That's
Yeah, that's what I would do too. I
I'm
would
doing
subtract
that.
2x to this side because I like working with positive x's, right? But could you have moved 3x to the other side?
yes.
For sure. What does 3x take away 2x's?
Is just x.
Good. Now rewrite everything we haven't used.
x minus 12 equals negative 8
Now, how do I get x by itself?
minus 12.
If I subtract 12,
Then you gotta do it to the
these won't cancel out, John. Negative 12 minus 12, that's negative 24.
plus 20, or plus.
Good. Add the 12 to both sides. That would cancel it out and make it go away, right?
Yeah.
That would move it.
I had a plus in my notebook.
But your mouth said negative or subtract. Okay, now over here. Signs are different, so we.
Subtract
What's 12 minus 8?
4.
Okay, is it gonna be positive or negative?
Negative 4.
Positive 4.
Why positive 4?
Positive 4
Because
because
12 is
from
bigger.
12 is the bigger number and it happens to be positive. Good. That's our answer.
Neck hurts so
Woo.
bad.
And you like slid all over the place. And, like,
Oh,
fell
please
over.
stay on topic because we're recording this. Thank you. All right, let's go do another one. Let's do 7. I see that I have the same variable, but there's a variable on each half of the equation, right? My job is to get the variables together. Get them together, because you can't have 2 variables on each side. Get them together.
Subtract 4m.
Good, I like that idea. That cancels this one out. Goodbye. What's 5m take away 4m?
4m.
Good job. Bring down what we haven't used. Now, River, how do I get m by itself?
So add 1.
Good job. What's 5 plus 1, everybody?
6.
That's your answer.
If you were to look up videos on practice for this other than your videos, what
Yeah.
would you look up?
Definitely.
Well, what would you look
Oh,
up?
if you wanted to look up something,
Yeah.
I would look up the name of that section. So you would go back in your book, and I would go to section, so we're on section 3, right? Right now? in the review. Section 3 says solving equations with variables on both sides. I would literally just type that in to YouTube, and then you could find videos on that. Okay? Okay, let's keep going. Let's do number... Let me move my box for a second. Right here. Number 10. My job is to get my variables.
On one.
So,
Yeah. It doesn't matter which sub and t I get rid of, correct?
Yeah.
What happens?
So they disappear.
They both disappear, which leaves me with just 3 equals 8.
No solutions.
No, 3 is not 8. 3 is not 8. That's silly. So the answer is no solution. Remember, if your numbers don't equal one another and your variables disappeared, it's going to be no solution. Okay?
no solution.
No solution. Let's do number 11.
Distribute first.
Distribute first.
Which one was that we just did?
That was 10. Distribute first. Now remember, when you're taking a fraction, multiplying it by a whole number, it's basically like saying 15 over 5. So it's just dividing.
3b.
Okay, that's going to be 3b. What's 1/5 times negative 7? I know a positive times a negative is still a negative, right? It's just going to be 7 divided by 5, which is?
Negative 1 and negative 1 and 2/5.
Okay. Bring down the stuff we haven't used. My job is to get my b's together.
So you would subtract whichever 3b you want, because they're the same, and then they disappear, and negative 1 and 2/5 does not equal negative 9.
So what's my answer here?
No solutions.
No solution!
Where do you go?
Like that? How you guys doing so far?
Good.
Doing okay?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do 12.
We're on 1-3 still, right?
Yep, we're still on 1.3. This will be our last one for 1.3.
Isn't there only 1.3? Oh no, there is 1.4 where it's just all.
What do I do first?
Distribute.
Distribute. Now remember, 1/6 times 12 is just like saying 12 divided by a 6.
Which is 2z.
What is 1/6 times negative 18? That's like saying negative 18 divided by 6.
Negative 3.
Good. Bring down the stuff we haven't used.
Infinite solutions.
You can already tell right away, right? How did Etta know?
Because they're the same.
2z minus 3 is 2z minus 3. Now, if you catch that right away, you don't have to go on, and you could just say it is
Infinity solutions.
infinite solutions. Now, what happens if maybe you're like me, where you don't see that very quickly? Okay? I wouldn't have seen that very quickly as a kid for some reason, but could you still get your variables on one side?
Yes.
Okay? Subtract 2z from both sides.
Yes.
Goodbye, goodbye. Negative
Now
3 equals negative 3?
Yes.
Yay! It
Now
works.
we're in 1.4.
Infinite solutions. Okay.
I actually started to kind of enjoy 1.4.
Yeah, 1.4 is a fun section, I
I
thought.
don't like the not numbers because I like math with numbers, but it's not bad.
All right, remember, always read the directions for who you're solving for because there's 2 different variables. Hey, guys, what are these called when there's 2 different types of variables in there? Literal equations. Good job, River. Okay, we're solving for who?
Why is there numbers in it?
Y.
There's no-
How do I get y all by itself? Now, remember, if this was just a 6 right here, you guys would be so excited to tell me to subtract 6 from both sides, right?
Let's still subtract
Still
6x
do it.
from both.
Yeah, you still do that. It's just there happens to be a little buddy boy hanging on with 6, right?
Yeah.
So you still get rid of that 6x first by subtracting it. Goodbye. That leaves me with 7y equals, now can I take 4 minus 6? Like some kids would want to take 6 minus 4 and get 2 and it'd be negative 2x.
No.
These are not like terms, right?
So you
So
cannot.
it equals 4 minus 6x.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I actually really like this equation.
Okay, now what do I do? I got to get y by itself.
7 divided by 7.
Now, do not divide one thing by 7. Divide
Two things.
all the things by 7. All the terms. 7 over 7 is 1, so that's why that goes away.
It dies.
4/7. Guys, it's a fraction. Just leave it as 4/7, okay? Remember, next chapter you will be using these fractions as slope and you want them as fractions, so that's okay. -6/7 x, that's a fraction. Just leave it as -6/7 x. You don't have to reduce these.
Because they're already reduced.
Yeah, that's its simplest form. Yep, that's it.
And it's very.
That's it. That's your answer. Not bad, right? We can do this.
It's not bad. I would rather have like.
Ooh, let's do this one, John.
I like those ones, but the ones without numbers, I just kind of get flustered. Cause
So
it's like,
let's do this
'cause
one.
It's not an actual deal.
Let's do this one. Who am I solving for?
Yeah.
Solving for x.
Okay. Remember what my mom said. My mom said it's like doing the reverse order of operations. I can't multiply first. I've got to. No, I've got to subtract the b. Get that b out of there. How do I know to subtract it?
Because it is in addition somewhere.
You do the opposite of what it is, right? It is plus b. The opposite of that would be to minus b. Now, if you do it to one side of the equation, you have to do it to the other. Now, if I have a b and then you take away my b, I have no more b. Can I take y minus b and like
Nope.
No.
have a number? No, it's just y
Unless you
minus
do
b.
What y and b was.
Correct. But I don't.
So then, if you knew what they were, they wouldn't be variables.
How do I get x by itself now?
Divide by n.
How did Etta know to say and Trinity know to say divide by m? Good. Good. It's being multiplied by x. We do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. But if I do it to one side, I've got to do it to the... Now, can I show you something? The reason why up here at this problem, we divided every term by 7 is because we were working with numbers, right?
And now it's at 11.
We're not working with numbers. So you don't have to say ym minus bm. You don't have to do that,
That
okay?
would be x equals y minus b.
You can, yep, you can just make a one giant division bar, okay? If you're working with just letters like this, no numbers, just do one giant division bar, okay? Now m's go away.
Yep.
John's right. X equals y minus b over m.
I really like that problem.
That's a good one.
I like the ones where they're short like that, but when they're like,
When it was like 17,
When it
it was
was-
like x or a equal. Let me see.
Let's do some more of these
when it
type
was
ones, guys,
like
with numbers.
this, what?
Oh,
What-
always read the directions because I just now looked at this and was like, oh, let's just solve for y, but I can't
Solve
assume
for
that,
x.
right? I mean, it does say solve for y, but don't assume it. Always read the directions. My job is to get y all by itself. Do the opposite of the order of operations. So I'm not going to divide by 1/5 first, or 1/5, divide by 5 first. What am I going to do first?
Subtract 10x.
Good job.
Are we on 36?
We are on page 35 and we're on number 14.
And we're still on 1.4.
Correct. Okay, 10x minus 10x, nothing. Negative 5y equals,
15 minus, or 15 minus 10x.
good. I like how Etta did not automatically go, oh, 15 minus 10, oh, that's 5. The answer is 5x. No, those are not like terms. If there was an x here, could I have done that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it would be.
Then it would be 5x, right?
And then you can graph that.
But these are not like terms. Okay. Now how do I get y by itself?
5 by -5.
Now I'm dealing with numbers, so divide
Everything.
everything by -5. Got it? Now,
So you'd get,
-5 over -5 is 1, so that's gone.
that one would be -3.
Good, John! -3, because that's what that equals, right? Etta knows it. Tell me it.
-3 plus 2x.
Good job. Etta says a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then always bring down your little buddy, right?
Can't forget that.
Can't forget that little buddy. If you just wrote this, You're wrong.
It's wrong.
Yep, very wrong. God forgive. Remember that little guy. How do you guys feel?
Good.
Good? That
I
makes me happy.
almost could take the test right now.
That's awesome. Now, if you turn the next
And then
page,
by next
what do you
week, I
see?
won't be.
Chapter test.
Okay, chapter test. Here's what I suggest you do this weekend. Do the chapter test. Find out which ones were confusing. Okay? And then if you find one that you didn't understand, let me know the next day and maybe or Monday, and then we can go over it before the actual test, okay? What should you do this weekend besides doing the chapter test practice?
Watch your math video.
Yes, watch this video. What else could you
Drink
do?
Lots of water.
Drink lots of
It's
water.
hot.
Go to sleep at a good decent hour.
On Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday night. What else could you do? Look at your notes.
Oh.
Could you look at your notes and kind of go back over your chapter review notes we just did
I
together?
didn't write all these for nothing. I'm saving them for
Exactly.
next year, too.
That's a great idea, John.
I had mine in a backpack, but I threw the backpack away from 6th grade or 7th grade because they were worthless.
You know what I love is that future 8th grade classes are going to get to watch this and just have great John stories in the background. That'll be wonderful.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, John. I like it. So, how do I find this video again? Go to YouTube and you type in Mrs. Ringler, okay, R-I-N-G, like a ring on your finger, L-E-R. Type that in, and this will be the first video you'll see because it's going to be the latest one I've uploaded, okay?
Or just look up like chapter 1.